who believe a book of fairy tales that also supports genital mutilation, slavery, and genocide.
Why do these atheists pick out those particular things, slavery and genocide? It's because they grew up in a culture which teaches that slavery and genocide are particularly egregious sins. Of course, you would probably say that slavery and genocide are objectively bad things, and I would agree, but there have been societies other than ours which have condoned slavery or genocide or both. There are a few societies today which practice slavery, and it's true that most societies today condemn slavery and genocide, but there are differences of emphasis. Many cultures answer no to the question, is genocide okay? But some cultures emphasize condemnation of genocide, and other cultures emphasize condemnation of other sins. In modern America, the culture these two atheists are from, there is particularly strong emphasis on condemnation of genocide, because in America's most recent major war, genocide was part of the enemy state's ideology. There is also a particularly strong emphasis on condemnation of slavery, because in America's most deadly war, the enemy practiced slavery. And not only are condemnation of genocide and condemnation of slavery strong values in America because of America's recent wars, they also are, not coincidentally, Christian values. Ask yourself, whom would Jesus enslave? And whom would Muhammad enslave? Genocide is maybe a more controversial example, but I'll put it this way. Even if you think that all religions condemn genocide, there definitely are differences in the degree of condemnation. And it definitely is the case that moral condemnation of genocide does not flow in an equally straightforward way from every religion's doctrine. If you believe that the heavens contain a multitude of gods who sometimes squabble and fight, and that Lord Shiva cut off Ganesha's head and replaced it with an elephant head, it's not immediately clear how you get from there to moral condemnation of genocide. If you believe that the Jews are God's chosen race of humans and the Amalekites are a race of intrinsically evil submen, then it sounds like genociding the Amalekites might actually be a religious duty. And there are rabbis in Israel today who argue that Palestinians are the descendants of Amalek and should therefore be exterminated. Christianity teaches the infinite value of the lowliest person's life and that the last shall come first in heaven, and it's a short step from there to an extreme concern, I would say an excessive concern, with protecting the weak, and from there it's a short step to condemnation of genocide. Now consider atheism. There were some people in the 1940s in Germany who considered themselves atheists. They thought they were rejecting Christian dogma. R. Walter de Rey is an example. And these people in 1940s Germany knew about the theory of evolution. They knew that humanity had come into being by means of natural selection or the preservation of favored races in the struggle for life. And they thought it was their destiny to consciously become part of the struggle between the races for existence, to embrace war as an inevitable aspect of existence, and by their effort in the great competition of nations, they would be part of the process of evolution, part of the great upward thrust of human evolution. Now, I don't agree with that argument. I believe in God. I believe that every person has intrinsic moral worth. That's why I believe that genocide is evil. It is not at all clear how atheists can believe that genocide is evil. These two goofballs think they're atheists, but they are really unwitting Christians. These are people who have grown up in a Christian culture, and they have imbibed Christian morals so deeply that they then turn on Christianity and accuse it of not being Christian enough. You've probably seen this graphic or heard an argument which has some variant of it. Protect marriage as God defines it, as marriage is defined in the Bible. And they say that marriage defined in the Bible could be a man and a woman, but it also could be a man and his brother's widow. And their example is Genesis, is that 36, 6 through 10? Genesis, so that's the Old Testament. And also it could be a man plus wives and concubines. And, also from Genesis, Abraham, Gideon, Nahor, Jacob. Or maybe rapist plus his victim, that could be a biblical marriage. And also, Deuteronomy, so also the Old Testament. Or man, woman, and woman's property. Genesis, again, also Old Testament. Male soldier plus prisoner of war, maybe that's another biblical marriage, and their examples are Numbers and Deuteronomy, both Old Testament. Maybe man plus woman, 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 polygamy. Lamech, Esau, those are in Genesis. Jacob, also in Genesis. So it says a lot about criticism of Christianity that whenever people criticize the Bible and say it contains horrible things, they always go to the Old Testament, the non-Christian Testament. It suggests that a lot of atheists, or so-called atheists, who are prominent today are really just religionists of a different stripe.